You ever just feel like you're looking for a place to truly belong? Well, this is a story about that. It's about how the actual spaces we live in, our homes, our apartments, can become these incredible anchors during life's biggest storms. It's all about finding peace, not somewhere out there, but right where you are. So, our story kicks off here with a childhood deep in the Allegheny Forest of Pennsylvania. For the person telling this story, the woods weren't just trees and trails, they were a sanctuary. This was that deep, early connection that basically defined what home was supposed to feel like. Safe, calm, and just part of you. But what happens when that sanctuary is just gone? A move out west to Utah brought this stark, new reality and a feeling of being a complete fish out of water. The search for that feeling of home had to start all over again, from scratch. And this just lays out the contrast so clearly. On one side, you've got the lush Allegheny forest, that deep bond with nature. And on the other, stark landscapes and apartment living in Utah. I mean, this was way more than just a change of scenery. It was this deep internal shift. That feeling of sanctuary, gone, replaced by this constant hum of disconnection. So the question becomes, how in the world do you find home when your entire idea of it has been pulled out from under you? And just when the search for belonging felt tough enough, life unleashed a storm that changed absolutely everything. The year 2024 turned into a period of crisis that basically stripped life down to its most raw and painful core. And just look at how relentless this was, all within a single year, losing a mother, then a brother, and on top of all that, hitting the huge milestone of turning 50. It was just one blow after another with absolutely no time to catch a breath. It forces you to reevaluate, well, everything. This quote, it just hits so hard. It wasn't just about being sad. It was about feeling like you're losing your identity, your sense of security. When everything you thought was solid just disappears, you're left with nothing but the hardest, most fundamental questions. Which, of course, leads to these questions. They're so raw and so universal, I think we all ask these at some point. What really matters when everything else is gone? Where to even begin to look for peace in the middle of chaos? What does happiness even look like anymore? So, in the midst of all that grief and questioning, an anchor appeared out of nowhere. And it wasn't some big, dramatic moment. It was something as simple as a lyric in a song that just cut through all the noise. Just listen to this for a second. Sometimes sorrow is the door to peace. Wow. It's this idea that pain isn't just an ending, but maybe it's a doorway. That the exact spot where the hurt and the healing meet, that's sacred. That is a massive shift in how you see things, right? And really, that's what those words offered, a path forward. It was this incredibly powerful reminder that even when you're in the deepest, darkest valley, healing is still possible. The goal wasn't to pretend the pain wasn't there, but to find a way through it and to start looking for the little bits of good that were still left. And this realization led to a totally new definition of home. It wasn't about a place on a map anymore, like those forests back in Pennsylvania. It became a feeling, something you actively create, a sanctuary that you build for yourself with real intention, no matter where on earth you happen to be. Okay, so if home is a feeling you can create, how do you actually do that? This is where the idea becomes real. It's about the small, practical steps you can take to turn a simple apartment or any space into a genuine sanctuary. And this just shows how simple it can be. This is not about some huge, expensive renovation. It's about curating these tiny moments of peace. I mean, think about it. A cozy little corner with a soft lamp, that one chair you love by the window, maybe a piece of art that just feels like you. It's all about making conscious choices to surround yourself with things that calm your soul and creating stillness for yourself when the world outside is anything but still. And this right here is the big takeaway. This very personal story points to a universal truth. Creating your own sanctuary isn't some luxury. It's actually a powerful tool for your own well-being that's within reach for every single one of us. And let's be super clear about this. The kind of peace we're talking about has absolutely nothing to do with how big your house is or how much money is in your bank account. It is all about being intentional. It's about asking yourself, hey, what brings me a little bit of calm? And then making small choices to bring more of that into your everyday space. So you can just forget the glossy magazines and the fancy TV shows for a minute. At its heart, interior design is really just this. It's curating happiness. It's about arranging your little corner of the world to support you, to be a refuge after a long day out there in the chaos. So I'll leave you with this one final thought. Take a look around you right now. Think about your own home. What's one corner, one chair, one tiny little space that you can reclaim and intentionally shape for your own peace? Because that sanctuary, it's right there. It's totally within reach, just waiting for you to create it.
On this channel, we will explore finding peace through interior design. We will discuss the concepts of everyday design for everyday people.
Be sure to check out our Instagram feed and website as well. We can be found at www.comewhatmayhomedecor.com. Until next time, come what may.